Hey, Nick Peterson here. I'm going to talk real quick, whether this or you're on Instagram or YouTube or this. Maybe you're listening to the podcast. If you're a podcast listener, subscribe. If you're watching this live, if you're watching the replay, type in replay. Just let me know you're here. Quick, I just talked to somebody that was not a private client yet, but now, and basic conversation. It happens all the time, especially with service providers. We do something. I'm guilty of it all the time, but I'm aware that I'm doing it. So it's really, really important. It's okay to do this, but you want to be aware that it's happening. And that is trying to provide everything to everyone at the lowest cost. I'm delayed on my own screen. We want to provide everything to everyone, and we call it over-delivering and over-value stuff. And I'm a huge fan of over-delivering. The mistake we make is that we think people more stuff is over-delivering, when in reality we may be overwhelming them. They may not want more stuff status, right? They may want a level of access to a guru or an expert or a thing. And so the mistake we make is we don't let them upward mobility. People want upward mobility. So here's what we did. I said, no. Should I have 13 clients? Just finished a 6-week accelerator. I'm going to run at this price. All of them, I'm going to put everything in there. And the truth is, this is what I told her, is you're disrespecting a level, because similar talking to me now, more stuff. You have all my courses, but what did you pay for? For a level of access, right? Oh yeah, you're right. And we sometimes don't realize we do this. So it's disrespectful to not give opportunity to have a higher level of access or whatever. So why don't you do this and send an email and send everybody in to this thing at this price, tiers. Make one a level of access, the other wonderfuls. And so email, say there's 2 tiers, here's your options. And 13, 8 of them chose the higher, which is like triple the price or tier. And she was shocked. She was shocked that, like, she thought nobody would take the higher price, right? But you have to understand this, like, of what people want. They want upward mobility. They want within a community. They want status outside of a community, right? They want access. They don't want more courses to watch. They don't want to go through the jungle looking for a particular plant to say, hey, that's the plant you want right there. That's what. And so by only offering one level of access, you're losing out on a lot of money. It's okay. I do that sometimes. Simplicity. I just want to put everything in one place, but I am losing out on a lot of profit in doing that. So that's the trade-off. Money for simplicity. However, is the goal. You have to have ladders and pyramids, and you have to have a way of helping people identify where they want to be, them the upward mobility that we all crave. We all want a level. We all want to feel like we're climbing the pyramid or climbing the success, right? So think about that. If you're you should have an upsell, a downsell. You should have a ladder, 3 different tiers, 2 different tiers. It depends on the product and the service, and you will probably double your profit. Revenue, different story, but we're talking about profit here because you've already paid to acquire the client, which tier they choose, right? The other thing to be aware of is choices. The more stuff you put in there, right? So if you're paying, let's say, $40 a month for a software, and you only need 5% of the features, you feel like you're overpaying. By having more and more and more features within one tier, you increase churn. People leave because if you use half the stuff, they feel like they're overpaying. Right? I'm only using half, but I got to pay for all of it. Understand this stuff. Obviously, I'm happy. That's what I do. Talk through this stuff, build this stuff, but it really is 1 or 2 emails. I just had another one, a great LinkedIn influencer. Same thing. This and do it this way. Add $3,000 a month with just giving people upward mobility. Okay, upward mobility. So think about that when you're building your. You can also go to half-customersforlife.com, and there's a book about it step by step. It is very, very deep that we wrote, half-customersforlife.com, and it kind of walks you through the whole process of doing that. Obviously, to help, because that's what I want to do, is be helpful. So think about that: upward mobility, ascension ladders, pyramids, and the psychology of why people actually buy. If you think, right, you buy way different than you think you do, right? If you have a program, then you already know that people don't pay for more deliverables, right? When you buy a high-ticket, buying more deliverables, you're buying something else, the promise of a transformation, status, whatever, right? Think about those, work them in. I'm going to write about it in the letter. The letter already went out, but I wrote about it in the letter. And have customersforlife.com.